Hail, and welcome to the HomeBhoys Live podcast. It is Tuesday, the 25th of November. I'm, of course, Joe McKenna. We are back. It is getting closer to Christmas. It's about 4 weeks away in a bit. I am joined by an esteemed man out there in Wishaw. Jason Higgins, how you doing, brother?
Yo, how's things?
Yeah, all good, all good. Resplendent in your Everton top. Good to see. I was informing you earlier on that I have my wee lad asked for football kits. And I went a bit Alibaba mental and got about 18 fucking different football kits. He's got fucking football kits in the 1970s, so he doesn't even fucking know what team they are. He's got a Bob Marley kit, for fuck's sake. I didn't even know where I came from.
It'll be Bohemians anyway. Fucking
Boh's jersey. And also joined by a man whose name is Corporate Schmovernance. Marty Oak. What's happening?
Evening, brother.
All good, all good. No Scott McCurry tonight. He's out for the season with fatigue, as is Liam Power. So we're going to batter on and we're going to have the triangle of anger. But before we do any of the trudging through the kind of problems and the issues of the last few weeks, we want to start with the positives of our Christmas appeal, which we do every year after Halloween. Starts November, runs up to but just close to Christmas, and we fund that money. We take it from you when you give it to us and through our raffle, and we give it to families in need and people in need over Christmas that we link in with. And the only person that's better at selling this is the man himself, Mr. Marchingo Geldof here, and I suppose I want to read out the current total. The current total at the minute is, so we set the first total goal at £1,000, and that was about a week and not even a half ago, and we're now at £1,795 raised. So big bullet bust. Everybody has donated. We appreciate that. Some phenomenal amounts actually donated. Here's what I've noticed. I've noticed that GoFundMe, for some reason, whatever donations, is taking £2 off some people's donations. See, if you donated a tenner and we wind up getting £8, we're still going to give you 2 tickets, aren't we? I mean, that seems fair.
Oh, I hear. Yes, fuck I.
Because you get into GoFundMe, there's a way not to, because some people will begin a tenner and GoFundMe charge you like £12. There's a way you get in it not to pay them the £2 because they a donation. I don't know if
because I was donating some money and I got snared for it. I was like, I fuck's sake.
Aye.
But that's kind of when I noticed, because I was kind of watching the total going up, going like, why is it £833? What the fuck? I thought it was just £5 each. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So Marty, I mean, we're gonna we always do this every year, and I kind of love doing it because we don't ever really talk about any of this work other than this time of year. Like, we don't sit around and fucking wax each other's bollocks and go, here, well, aren't we fucking class? You know what I mean? We do this every year with the intention of putting good into the world, doing good things on behalf of the people that listen to this show, and those people that want to see the money that they have in their pockets go to people that actually need it at this time of year. And that's kind of where it starts, and that's kind of where it ends. And then periodically throughout the year, we have people in need and people we experience, people that come to us that we then step forward and kind of, help. But it's not something that fucking we focus on. But you're always the best one to kind of parse this in the most, appealing way. So I want you to go far.
Well, you just said there about we don't really sit around and whatever else, but we're already starting with the money that's already coming. It's nearly £2,000. Jesus Christ of Almighty! We were sitting that night a couple of weeks ago watching the totals go up in real time. It was unbelievable. And the credit, we always give all the credit goes to the people, one, who donate the money, and two, the very generous people who donate the prizes. So I'm sure you'll go through the prizes, and already they're flying, and we're already starting to earmark money going out. Jason's already spoken to some of the groups involved with some of the anti-poverty stuff in Scotland. I was speaking to some people at the weekend as well. And, look, well, yourselves, folks, we don't hang about. We try, really, this is just a direct response to difficulties that people may be having at this time of the year, to help them feed themselves at Christmas time and to help support some of the organisations by identifying the people that they are working with, really. So it's not us funding an organisation. This money is going directly to people, and we use organisations to help us identify those. And we're always very careful about people's data. And we don't want to expose anybody and put their business on the street by any means. But a lot of them are very happy to say, you can talk about my case as long as you don't say who I am. So that's all I do. It's just to tell you the impact that this money makes. And as I say, last year we had so much money we couldn't get it out of our bank account quickly enough for Christmas. We covered all the bases that we felt we needed to cover. Everybody who we needed to hit last year got their money last year, and we have more left over because of the generosity of the listeners of the Homeboys. We say it every year. It would be a redneck charging for this podcast, given the shape we talk, given the infrequence of the fucking pods that we put out. You know what I mean? And the trouble we usually get ourselves into because we're steaming and you can't hear what we're saying anyway half the time. So instead of levying some sort of ridiculous charge against our awful output, we just ask you to put a couple of bob up for Christmas time. In the spirit of Celtic, the way we always say, it's in our DNA to do these sort of things, to support families, to support the poor children's dinner tables, basically, at this particular time of year. But because you were so generous at this stage last year, we were able to put out some money across the year to help families in need at different times. And so, look, it is what it is. It's exactly what it says on the tin. The money comes in, the money goes out. And we're very happy to help in terms of the prizes and things like that. And it's always good crack. We always have the same fun every year with some of the prizes. But in all honesty, the generosity of those who come across with prizes at this time of the year is staggering. And already, like Jason was setting some information today about some of them. Holy fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
They're brilliant for what you're getting for you know what I mean, for the money you're putting in, and what you're getting in return if you win some of these prizes. Like some of them are worth thousands of pounds. So it's lovely for us to be able to do that too. It's a nice wee thing, but at the bottom, at the end of the day, there's a turkey on a table here on on Christmas Day that maybe wouldn't be there otherwise, or there's a small toy for a child, or there's I don't know, like some like Joe spoke very passionately last year, the year before, about the family who all the child in the house wanted was deodorant and
Aftershave.
stuff to
Aftershave.
aftershave,
Yeah, they want one pair of aftershave.
silly things that we take completely for granted. Stuff that you would buy in home bargains, not stuff that you'd be buying in a boutique somewhere. Like literally small stuff that makes a monumental difference to the life of a 14 or a 15-year-old boy, or maybe a 16 or 17-year-old girl who's maybe particular about their appearance or whatever their circumstances may be. So look, folks, that's the type of person we're helping, and you're the type of person who's helping us to do this. So as Joe says, Bula Buscaler to everybody, big round of applause to everybody who's taken part so far. My Christmas tree isn't even up with 2 grand in the bank.
Mm.
More or less 2 grand there. So it's a fabulous effort by everybody, and we say it every year. We'll love you all genuinely. The amount of love that is being passed on through this. Some people might know the area I'm from in Belfast is an area called St James's. It's just on the edge of West Belfast, beside the motorway, and it backs on to an area of bogland. It's basically the Belfast bog. It's the most lowest point in Belfast. It's the most flooded part in Belfast. And at the bottom of our area, there was a patch of waste ground, which is actually a peace line. It's an interface between the Loyalist area facing it, and this ground would have been where we fought as kids with the other community across the way. That part of my home place has been changed into a community farm, and there's lots of volunteers and people who work on the farm, and they work with people maybe who are in poverty, and they give away free eggs and things like that to families locally, and vegetables and potatoes and stuff like that as well. So I work through the farm. They help me identify some families who need support at Christmas time, and it's a beautiful thing. When I was talking to some of the coordinators at the weekend, I was down my ma's and bumped into one of them, and I says, right, this is coming up. And he just shook his head and he went, "We need it." He says, "We definitely need it." And he explained um the situation with one of his volunteers last year, who we were able to support. And he says, "You've no idea the difference that made that girl's life." He says, "And we added to the donation that you give us." He says, "We did a whip round ourselves and put a bit of extra money in too, so it made a huge difference with a week to go before Christmas, or a week and a half to go before Christmas. The volunteer was able to make sure that the Christmas day went off with a bang." So look, I don't need to labour the point anymore, folks. Yous are amazing, and we know what's coming. So get your ballots in, and good luck to everybody in the draw. You know we don't take a penny for it. No, not one bean. It comes through our bank account and goes straight out again. We share the information among ourselves so that everybody knows what's happening. If a group or an individual is proposed, we check it out ourselves as well. So it's not just Marty going off and giving out whatever. It's all done within the confines of the HomeBhoys. As I say, we're very protective over people's data and their position in life, and we would never want to expose anybody to ridicule or any of that, or perceived ridicule. We wouldn't be ridiculing anybody, but we're just very, very careful with things like that. So we ask you to trust us with your money, and I can assure you everything goes where it's supposed to go. So thank you all very much, and God bless us, and let's all have a very Merry Christmas.
Phenomenal.
And one of the ones to take you back to last year as well. Remember, my daughter, she identified there was a kid that was going to Motherwell games. It was turned up, it was freezing cold. They didn't even have a jacket, and his shoes were too wee for him and another. So we ended up contacting the school and got the boy's name, but obviously the school weren't too keen because there's loads of kids that are struggling. But she's seen this kid and she's like, this boy could be doing with some help. So remember, we get money and she went shopping, got him jeans, trainers, whatever, and they got him a ticket for the Motherwell game, and Ellie went and met him on the way in and gave him just a big bag of stuff, and the boy couldn't believe it. Stuff like that. People have got absolutely nothing, and it definitely makes a difference. And before we go into discussing about some prizes that we've got, we need to give a big shout out to the Marty Fashion. Every year produces the goods, and first of all, I want to say, whoever did the HomeBhoys, a massive congratulations to Marty and his wife on the birth of their new daughter, Ines Violante Cramsci, in Los Angeles, California. She was born yesterday, so I'm absolutely delighted, over the moon for Marty. And,
Marty Cramsci.
Aye, brilliant. And do you know the thing is, the door went yesterday. I went and got it. Said, "Linda's like, you been ordered?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And it just says HomeBhoys Christmas Appeal and obviously my address. So I opened it up and I'm like, what the fuck's this? Ellie, you need to tell me, what is the stuff again? It's called Goop. It's Gwyneth Paltrow's brand. So if you've got out there, we used it last year, and you can't generalise, right? Loads of guys might be into this stuff as well, but it's certainly not for him doing this podcast. Right? But,
I think about a Goop.
Aye. But I've never heard it before. We opened it up, and there's a box full of all sorts of stuff, cleansers, and Ellie, give me an example of some of the stuff that's in the box.
This is like a beautiful assistant.
All beauty products anyway, right? And Linda Googled it, and see for like one wee tiny tube, and there's tons of tubes and all sorts. One wee tiny tube's like 100 odd quid,
Holy fuck.
And we've got that to hand out to some rocket that listens to this podcast.
Marty Fashion rarely donates to anything less than about.
Oh, it's been Versace bags left, right, centre. Even mine out the door.
You're not going to get Christmas socks off Marty Fashion.
Big Michael won the Versace bag last year, didn't he? I think the year before it went to Dubai.
Who won the big super Protestant fucking Illuminous Orange?
Big Michael. Good name, aye. I met him, and by the way, it was giving his wife at Christmas, right? And he actually done himself in because he was knitting out, and she's like, "Where are you going now?" "Oh, I need to go and meet Jason for tickets." And that, "Keep your fucking tickets." And all that. It was a clandestine meet for me to pass over the Mason Boyne bag.
James going to fucking deliver the way home with you. Fuck it.
Josie would have been happy.
The orange bag.
Anyway. So, and always every year as well, the blessed John O'Farrell. The Celtic canvas art has been donated again as usual, so massive thanks. He's there and he's always there. And as I say, there's tons of other prizes.
I've got them here.
Yep. Kev always gets his assigned Celtic shirt as well.
So we got Marty Fashion's Gwyneth Paltrow basket, or box, or whatever it is. Got 3 loaded fire sticks, 5 12-month TV subscriptions, a Helen Clark bespoke Celtic canvas, which is a Highland coup. And this one came in the night we launched it, right? Irish rebel band, the Coolies.
This is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Right? Hear us.
Irish rebel band, the Coolies, emailed us and said, "We will offer a prize for your Christmas appeal, we will do a home gig for anybody that wins it. So a fully amplified, full-on rebel gig in your back garden, in your gaff,
In your
whatever. Get your
gaff.
fucking mates round, right? Full-on rebel gig in your gaff. If you win,
And that,
you
that one's for the island of Ireland, isn't it? That one?
Only in Ireland. But here's the thing, right? See if you even win that, right? And you live in Scotland, fucking give it to your mate's house. Find a mate with a big house, right? A big back garden. And go fuck it. And then fly over and have a fucking night out with your mate. And
make a weekend.
The coolies come in for the fucking play rebel, mate.
The
shoot of the coolies.
I burst out laughing when I heard that. That is the fucking best praise in Irish history.
It's so fucking useful, isn't it? Like, you just go, right, well, not my house, obviously. Somebody else's house. It's a work on size.
Fuck, my house, no problem. I'd have the whole of fucking Lisburn doing itself here if I won that. Not a bother. Here I go. That'd be lovely.
We've got that, right? We've also got an Irish Kaffia, a green, white, and orange tricolour Kaffia from PJ McNamara from the West Bank. And if anybody wants to buy one of those as well, actually, email us at HomeBhoys. PJ's got stocks of them from his trip out there with his wife to a documentary. We've also got a pair of Ray-Ban Meta glasses. They can either be prescription or regular. They are from, is it the guy called Neil? No. Sean Walls is his name. Sean Walls, who contacted, I think it was Liam, was it last year or the year before?
Yep,
I can't remember which one it was.
It was a prize, 2 pairs last year. And he's
2 pairs last year. This year, right? I looked these up, man. Right? This year, right? He's put up Ray-Ban Meta glasses, either prescription, clear, or sunglasses, right? These Meta sunglasses are going to replace your phone. I mean, you can fucking Google shit in your fucking sunglasses. You can fucking your glasses.
Really?
You can take phone calls. You can take phone calls. You can watch YouTube. You can surf the internet. You can do everything.
I thought it was the New York Mets.
No, fuck no, Jason, look him up. Unbelievable.
Really?
He's about fucking 700 quid. Like, I'm not joking. These are unbelievable. I looked them up. I've heard about those. Looked them up. I was like, what in the fuck? So shout out to Sean Walls for putting those up. Again, folks, like, we're more blown away by anybody else this time of year, I think. Us. I mean, I think we enjoy more the giving of it all. The more the fucking us going like, is this working? Fuck, like, fuck me, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because we start with an anxiety, our chest going like, fuck me, Halloween's coming. We're going to fucking launch Christmas appeal in 2 weeks, fuck. Right? And then we're like, fuck, we'll put it for a grand. Who the fuck? Who gives a fuck? And then we're just fucking absolutely overwhelmed by the kindness and generosity. Not me. I mentioned the other week, right, that a young lad in Belfast, we've got a kind of standard sort of 250 £250 that we kind of hand to people individuals, I suppose, who are in need, and we come across them a lot. And one particular lad, last month, I'd met him. I've known him for a while, and I found out that he'd have a very difficult time. I found it from him, but he didn't really give me an awful lot about the story. I could tell on him, and then I spoke to a few other people, that know him, sort of in between me and the charity. And I got a very, very, very clear and sort of disturbing picture about how his life has been for the past while. And we just sort of provided £250 cash for him in a time of need, in a rough spot essentially. And he met me, and he just said, "What's up, bro, Cara? Hope you and your users are blessed. Listen, brother, I can't thank you enough. Swear to God. Ask, name redacted. I shed a few tears when he handed me that. I told him to take some back, but he wouldn't. Honestly, bro, you don't understand how much a big help that was. I was really broke. Just about to afford dog food. Never mind feed myself. So in the bottom of my heart, I thank you so much. Love you." There you go. That's what it means. Like,
yeah, absolutely brilliant.
That's putting goodness in the world. That's what you're doing with the fucking single fiver put into this appeal. That's what we can achieve. Goodness in the world. So,
because it's fucking crap enough at the best of times, so if we can spread a bit of cheer, fuck's sake.
Up to the good cunts, to the good cunt things.
Happy matters.
That's all the happy stuff out the road. Let's fucking go on Celtic.
Deep dive into the heart. This podcast is called Behave, so fucking behave. Right?
I've got a pre-arranged statement here if any start any of shite.
Yes, I'm just about to publish my results, so there'll be a 99.97 fucking approval rate for me here, so there will be. So, fucking Kim Jong Un will be proud.
Well, none of us have wealthy fathers who can write a statement, so we're reading fuck all. So, I mean, where do we start? We start football, or we start politicking when it comes to the whole fucking debate?
I think we just go straight in it because we'll talk about the St Mirren.
Right,
we
well,
can talk about
let's
St Mirren game in 5 minutes.
Right, well, let's develop a wee timeline then. So I suppose the last time we were on would have been early November 13th. Since that point, was the AGM the next thing that happened?
That was
Who fucking knows? Where are we? Like, what the fuck?
The AGM was
November
21st, was it not?
We'll just dive into the fucking AGM and the farce that was the AGM. So Scott has already done a separate one-on-one with the Green Brigade to really outline where their position is in terms of all of what's happening in the section at the minute and their kind of headbutt with the club and the way they're being treated and stuff like that. The Celtic Trust have released a statement tonight about their attitude towards what happened at the AGM and putting down in factual terms what they actually tried to do and were stopped from doing. They've written to the company secretary and asked for an explanation. And apparently she wasn't even there. If I read the statement right, the company secretary wasn't fucking there. Which to me sounds insane. Like, when you're talking about corporate governance and all the things that we've been hitting with, it's like they just don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? It's an unbelievable way to run a company, never mind a football club. But the AGM, nobody has. So the Celtic put out the statement after the AGM to say that basically it was infiltrated by the Green Brigade and 40 members disrupted it. The footage and the photographs that I saw from the AGM is very disturbing because the average age of the Green Brigade seems to have jumped by about 50 fucking years because everybody in the photographs and everybody that I saw in the videos were from either 60 years or older, holding up red cards and chanting whatever, sack the board. It was all old people to me. So that letter, that another Celtic missive, completely misreading the room and continuing this condescending, utterly farcical tone that they have done from the summertime. You know, they're digging into their trenches and they're not coming out. And Ross Desmond has no role at Celtic whatsoever. He is the son of a principal shareholder, not the principal shareholder. His dad only owns 30% of the club. So 70% of our club is not owned by his fucking dad. And yet he thought he could rock up the RAGM where my interests are supposed to be looked after as a shareholder and insult me and insult all my friends who support Celtic. It's just a disgrace. And every argument we can all get into arguments about the Green Brigade and their behaviour. You can all get into arguments about the Celtic Trust and whatever they have done. That's no bother. But they aren't Celtic Football Club PLC. These dickheads up on the table are Celtic Football Club PLC. So you had a pre-prepared statement from Peter Lawwell. So he was ready to pull the trigger after Ross Desmond finished his speech. Ross Desmond wasn't given a chance to finish his speech. Ross Desmond should not have had a fucking speech at all. He has no role at the club. He is not an executive director. He's not on the board. What the fuck do they think they're doing? Like, who do they think they are? Like, and I'm always arguing on here. We are customers. They look on us as customers. What the fuck sort of way is that to treat your customers? It's unbelievable. Like, it's shocking that the club would behave that way. Jeanette Finlay in the Celtic Trust statement has very clearly clarified what she was doing. So she approached the board to ask, to request on behalf of the shareholders that she represents, which is me, by the way. I have proxied my shares into the trust. So Jeanette's there looking after my interests, to set the videos aside because there was only a limit. So they put these corporate videos on at the start every year. They started doing it kind of in Strachan's time because they were getting so much grief from the floor. It was a way of basically putting the corporate position over quickly, but also sort of fucking killing a bit of time. So Jeanette was trying to ask the board to set aside the videos they allow more time for shareholders to ask questions, which is a perfectly reasonable suggestion. There's nothing unreasonable about that. And when she did that, my understanding is the board lit on her and accused her of storming the stage or something like that. And like it's genuinely unbelievable. I don't use that term. I couldn't believe it. It's unbelievable.
If I understand it, Marty,
What
did they not cut her mic?
this is the point that they tried to say that she was trying to take over the meeting, where she wasn't. She was putting forward a perfectly reasonable request, which they were perfectly within their rights to reject. They could have said, no, we want to show these videos for ABC reason. And you know what I went, well, that's okay, but we would prefer that we have a lot of questions here. It's a time limited event, and therefore we don't think corporate videos are the way to go about this. I mean, it's perfectly reasonable. There's nothing unreasonable about what Jeanette did at all. She's representative of hundreds of thousands worth of shares in the company.
But
She's got my two and a half
isn't this
thousand shares. You know what I
how
mean?
general meetings are supposed to work? Aren't they supposed to be a certain level of decorum and a certain a process where you can bring these things up?
The board are supposed to be there to make themselves available to the shareholders.
Yep, to
That
facilitate the
they
meeting for the shareholders.
correct. So shareholders have a right to question the board about board behaviour on things like remuneration. So the fact that Peter Lawwell takes about 3 times my wages out of Celtic Park every year, and Michael Nicholson is paid close to £1 million a year every year, no matter if Celtic do good or do bad or do fucking ugly, they get paid. So it's things like that. It's things like where does this come from? It's things like promoting from within. And I mean, that's a real problem for corporations. Like, it's a real issue. And you'll always see, like, if you look at the companies in America and stuff like that, the shareholders watch out for stuff like that, like hawks. You know, inappropriate people being put into positions just because their faces fit. And then all of a sudden, the fucking the share price nosedives because they don't know what they're doing. I'm not saying that's the case with Michael Nicholson. My point is, shareholders should be allowed to fucking ask questions at an AGM. So the spark for the abandonment of the AGM was not anything the crowd did, was not anything the shareholders did. The spark for the abandonment of the AGM was Ross Desmond, who used the opportunity to insult Celtic fans, which is exactly what he did. And Peter Lawwell, who was sitting beside him, was armed and ready with his abandonment statement to call the meeting to a halt. He had it in his hand. He was prepared for it. I mean, what the fuck?
So
Every
see,
single argument being made about corporate governance is being proved valid.
absolutely.
And me, as a shareholder, I'm angry about it because I don't think my shares are being handled in the best way.
I'm fucking raging about it. As a Celtic supporter, they fucking insulted me and every one of my pals and my family.
We were supposed to do our pod last Friday night. I actually couldn't come on the pod last week. I needed a couple of days to chill out. Do you know
And
what I mean?
see,
And
see,
see this
see,
blaming the Green Brigade and all. They're like,
aye.
what? Well, that doesn't tally with what I saw with my own fucking eyes. Don't tell me. Don't pace down my leg and tell me it's raining.
see,
What
see,
I
see,
saw was a group of elderly shareholders.
see the thing for me, right? We've seen on the forums, you've always got the guys coming for the devil's advocate side and saying, well, we had a chance to ask questions, but because of the conduct of the crowd, they abandoned the meeting and we didn't get a chance to ask the questions. Now, I totally disagree with that because that pre-written statement done nothing but antagonise the Celtic support to make it impossible for that to pass without fucking disruption in the room. Because who could sit there in that room and listen to that statement without going off your fucking head? It was impossible. They actually they manufactured that meeting getting disrupted because they wanted it to be disrupted and they wanted to call it because they didn't want to answer the questions. And you would have to be a fucking mute fucking donkey to be sitting there to not react to that. A mute deaf donkey to not react to that because, honest to God, it was fucking beyond the pale what they said sitting on that stage. And the way Law spoke to the Celtic support, behave, fuck you, telling people to behave. I mean, it's absolutely fucking gut-wrenching, the actual shysters that we've got running our football club and the way they look at us as a sport.
It's reactive abuse. It's what
I don't give a fuck. See these bored apologists, which they're getting less and less now, to be honest with you. But they're still out there, people that will never say a bad thing about Celtic, regardless of who it is. And by the way, they just released another training range today as well. Fucking hell. But it's absolutely gut-wrenching. It's hard to put into words. I'm on the verge of rapping it because they're in control of Celtic and I just don't want to give them any more money whatsoever. And see if it comes to pass that they actually ban the Green Brigade for the rest of the season or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I'll go back. I never went to St Mirren. I'm not going to Easter Road. I'm just kind of geeing up on a ways. I'm just getting to the stage now. It's fucking beyond a joke, and I just hate myself for actually going into that stadium when they're in charge of our football club. It's getting to the stage that results aren't even really mattering to me as much as they normally would. And
I get more pissed off by the emails, Jason, going like, "Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this?"
I actually hate Celtic.
The only fucking demand
because of the people that are in charge.
The only thing the Celtic seem to demand, rather than results, is fucking money out of us. I mean, it's just fucking like, "Do you want to buy this? They're going, fuck me."
And do you know what? It's gone beyond. See, like no buying players in the summer, and it's gone beyond all that with me now. I don't even really care. It's just, insulted. I absolutely hate the people that are in charge of our football club. I hate them. And that's fucking no fucking right.
Huh?
That's
none of us should be feeling hate. Like I don't have hate. You're not a hateful person. I know you fucking well. I mean, Marty's not a hateful person. I'm not a hateful person. I mean, we're all at a point now going like, are these cunts fucking? Do they think I'm fucking sewing up the back? What the fuck?
See, is like I think I'm a fucking kind of normal human being, and like I'm trying to separate the human aspect to them doing a job, right? But it's that Ross Desmond, what he's went up there and what he said about. I mean, I couldn't verbatim rhyme out the statement, but it's people that offer nothing to society, people that are just their whole point in being is to be anti-establishment. Sorry, but is that no part of being a Celtic supporter? Is that no part of your DNA? You know, it's like because you were brought up in an establishment that didn't like you. And
he would never understand that concept.
No. He wasn't. You know, he wasn't brought up that way. He was part of
doesn't. He has got fucking zero concept of what that even means, what struggle even means. And here's the thing. I only really I was fucking so annoyed when I seen that. I was like, I felt fucking completely slated. I felt like, I really felt like more than insulted. I felt like fucking slated. I was like, is this like, we all give you fucking money, dickhead. It's not you. You're fucking dad. This is even worse. You're not here for your dad. But see, when I seen the people here I know that are online who are quite moderate, furiously reacting, I was like, oh yeah, they've definitely gone beyond the pale here. They've definitely insulted the regular Celtic fan.
But the thing is it's the reaction of people that are saying, "Oh, the fans let us down at the AGM because they should just keep their mouth shut." How could you possibly keep your mouth shut when that's getting fucking lambasted at you? How is that possible? I mean, I don't know how that's possible. They couldn't have been any more insulting if they tried. You could have got a Rangers board sat up there and they'd got less grief.
They may as well just sit and went, listen, you're all Neds, there's no fuck all.
Aye, get to fuck. Let us deal with it.
Let the smart guys deal with it. See the guys in these ties? These are the smart guys. Ties and smart guys, that's how it works, yeah? Fuck up. I was the fuck, man. It just the arrogance.
No one to kind of get off topic, but what is because I'm seeing loads now talking about the collective, but what is their plan? They're not getting anywhere fast, and it's like, yeah, wait a minute here. It's no long been formed. And there isn't a magic wand. We don't have. I mean, I'm no obviously I support the collective. I'm no part of it, but well, I'd give it my vote and whatever. But under the HomeBhoys guys, we've obviously signed up to it and whatever. But the thing is, what can they do?
Yeah,
we don't have somebody with 100 million quid to go and buy Dermot Desmond shares, even if he's willing to sell them.
But it's also not a fucking war with the front line. It needs to be solved in 2 weeks. I mean, it's a fucking long. It's a collective. The idea of a collective and an initiative is that you start from one point and then you progressively move forward to another point and you evolve and you push things forward. That's how it works. Long runs the fox. Is like that phrase works for a reason.
But right? the thing is that statement he has. Had that not been looked over by the board, and is there nobody in that board? I mean, the thing is, you've got to laugh at these non-executive directors, which he is one of them, who wrote the fucking statement, or whoever he got to draft it for him. But they guys are meant to be there to advise the board. This isn't very advisable to actually get with that. You've got a fan base there that's going to hate you if they read that. You know, redo that. You know, get a bit of conciliatory tone. But is that? I don't even know if they read it before he actually said it. And you've just said, in what fucking parallel universe was that actually acceptable to let fucking little Lord Fauntleroy stand up there on the stage and address the Celtic support and call everyone his cunts, and then expect us to fucking roll over and say, do you know what, you're right. Let's get back to supporting the team. Let's get a united front and go. We are fucking scum, and you are our fucking Lord and Master.
See, when you put it like that, though, it makes me laugh. It makes me go like, I'd love to be in the fucking think tank that went, how are we going to approach this? Somebody goes, I have an idea. Let's get Ross here, Ross boy here, right? The reader of the statement. Fucking proofreading. Who can fuck proofreading? Like, it's Dal read it, right? He'll read it out, and everybody will just go, oh, he's the new Messiah. He's the new guy we bow to. Fuck. Oh, fantastic. We are very sorry. We are very sorry for having not fucking realized you're the chosen one. We'll fuck off now, and you can take the prices. And I doubt that happened. I say they sat and went, provoke these cunts. Turn it into a mayhem. And you know what to do? It's a reactive abuse kind of tactic. It's basically provoke somebody into an abusive reaction and then point at their reaction and go, see?
Gaslighting. It's called gaslighting.
It's even more sinister, Marty. It's a more sinister version.
I see that posted online. I didn't read
it's basically going here, going, see how you are? See how you are? You can't. Aye, we know you're like that. We know you're like that. Aye, you're always like that, aren't you? That's what it is, right? But see if they can get an actual reaction, or an abusive reaction from you that they can pinpoint. It becomes even more fucking sinister, and they can turn the screw a wee bit deeper and go, I've got you. You reacted the way I wanted you to react, the way I've told you that you react, the way I've told everybody else you're going to react, and I've got a reason to point that incident and go, that's why they react that way. And it's fucking sinister, and it's very psychologically fucking, effective. And that's what makes me worry about these people, because they don't give a fuck about the club. They give a fuck about what they have with the club themselves. We are simply ancillary supports.
See, like your Michael Nicholson and stuff like that. I don't have any ill will to him, because I just don't think he's very good at his job, and he's in the wrong job. As a human being, he might be bang on, right?
Well, we don't know if he's a human being, Jason. That's a fucking question.
Exactly. He comes across a bit of a hologram, but the thing is, you've got guys like that Brian Wilson and all that, right? And can you really hate them for just jumping on the gravy train and taking everything that they get? Well, probably because they don't have any Celtic motivations within them to actually make the club better, because they're no use at whatever they're meant to be doing. But it's your guys at the top. And by the way, I know he's there as a chairman now, but he's still obviously pulling strings. Peter Law, he's took multi-millions out of Celtic over the years, and he just treats us with disdain. But then you get to the main man, your Dermot Desmond. He looks at us like we're a piece of shit in his shoe. It's simple as that. And this is a guy, as you say, he's a principal shareholder, and whether he's got shares in Linsall, Crane, or whatever, I don't know, but he basically runs our football club with 30% or 34%, 34.7 or whatever it is, percent of the overall shareholding. And he basically does what he wants with our football club, and it's his wee plaything. And he can just put his son up there. He maybe get his dog the next time to sit at the AGM or whatever, or whatever. The babysitter, go you and represent it. Fucking somebody sitting with the rollers in and all that. Fucking sitting at the top table. I was watching Dermot's kids last night.
Somebody just knitting the whole time, going, what?
Aye, sitting there with a big ball of wool.
Knitting a Rangers scarf, going, we need this. My God,
it's fucking beyond a joke. But there isn't a solution out there. I mean, nobody can get rid of him. I mean, the Euro Million, right? I'll make a deal, right? If I hit the Euro Millions, right, it's 142 million. Even if Linda's listening, I'm not caring. I'll try and buy him out with 100 million, right? See, I'd put the money down and say, there, take 100 million and fuck off. Obviously, you're not getting any. Obviously, Celtic's not getting any more money after that 100 million's done. But
speaking of money, one of the best tweets that I saw on the AGM was from the Celtic blog, and it said this: Ross Desmond thinks we are anti-establishment non-contributors to society. Funny that it isn't my family name in the Panama Papers. He should be careful who he points the shitty end of the stick at, right? So for those who don't know, the Panama Papers are a massive leak of 11.5 million financial and legal documents from the Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca that revealed how wealthy individuals, including politicians, use offshore entities to hide their money. So there you fucking go, Ross. Talk about non-contributing to fucking society. Your family was in the Panama Papers hiding your fucking wealth, taking your fucking wealth off people like fucking us who rely on public services, who's Celtic fans, who majority of whom come from economically disadvantaged backgrounds, or our families do. Robbing fucking us with your fucking wealth, you cheeky cunt. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Here's another thing. See if you see anybody trying to get Peter Law's autograph at Celtic Park, slap him. Because I see it all the time.
Who the fuck would do that?
You see all the time.
Joe, listen. This has got nothing to do with protesting against the board. If anybody sees anybody asking Peter Law for his autograph,
Jason, I've seen people ask for his autograph, Dermot Desmond's autograph, because maybe lads want this autograph. I'm stood there watching these cunts leave. I've seen fucking 8, 9, 10 cunts ask for Law's autograph, Desmond's autograph. I've fucking seen it.
Well, saying that, to be fair, I signed about 200 autographs in China once, but we won't go there.
And that's before we start talking about the
so, folks, on the brand new praise on the fucking Christmas appeal is a John Higgins signed fucking fucking headshot.
But I mean, see, see when you actually look at it, right? I think this is a cast iron certainty. I bet you every one of us, right, per percentage of income that we've earned through our life, have probably paid 10 times the amount of tax that Dermot Desmond's paid per percentage of income. Do you know what I mean?
Thing, Ross Desmond, sitting up there, as you say, like fucking Fauntleroy, espousing to the masses. Ross Desmond has not put one fucking penny into Celtic. Not a single solitary fucking scone has that cunt parted with.
He's never bought a ticket for a game either.
Hasn't tipped a waiter, I wouldn't say. Fuck him.
Not once. He's there because his dad has paid for shares that his dad gets a fucking dividend from. So they're taking money out of Celtic. No one in the history of Celtic has taken more money out of Celtic than Peter Law will. In the history of Celtic. Nobody.
I think somebody said on the chat, Peter Law was the 4th largest individual shareholder at the club, and the shares were gifted to him by the club.
Do you know what I mean? What the fuck? And this is a guy who used Arsenal. Apparently, Arsenal were trying to fucking lure him down south. I wish the fuck he had a went. He has been a fucking absolute stain. A stain. And
And
everybody remembers the reaction when he came back. After he'd fucked off, everybody was delighted, and then next thing it was announced he came back again to absolute general opprobrium. Everybody was fucking gutted to hear he was still hanging about the fucking place. We all hoped the Lawwell era was over. Look at it now.
I was like Nosferatu. You're like, oh, this cunt's back. Fuck me. I mean, I'm gonna
And
sick
and
fucking blood out of
and
the fucking club again. Fucking hell.
and let's face it, the lord over this domestic success we've had, right? You couldn't know of that fucking domestic success unless you were absolute fucking imbeciles. Your biggest rival went bust out the game, didn't even resurface in a different guise to what 5, 6 years later to actually put a challenge down. So you had 6 years of, as Kevin Bridges says, show jumping instead of horse racing. You know, all you had to do was avoid the fences,
Fucking
and
punch
you
and
were
jelly.
fucking clean. You were clean home. So this domestic success that we're lording over, whilst as a fan you loved it, but when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, nobody outside this wee country of ours gives a flying fuck. Do you know what I mean? And then you put yourself in the European stage where you are getting measured against your peers, and we've failed miserably season after season after season. And that's where the guys should be getting measured. A club the size of Celtic, we're not demanding to win the Champions League. We know that's out of grasp these days with the way money's going. But you're telling me with the revenue that we're producing as a football club, we can't be punching higher than we are in Europe. I mean, this season's European campaign's all but done. You know, and we'll have thousands over in the Netherlands in the next couple of days. You know, following the club spending absolute fortunes where this cunt is telling us we're contributing nothing to society. Fuck off. You know, absolute sickening. Sickening. And that's what's running our football club. And it's pissed me off in the end. I've been going to watch Celtic since I was 4. I'm 53 now. And I'm seriously on the verge of jacking it because of these that are in control of our club. And it's
And see the two right. So take all that as
Hang on, it's
granted.
hard.
Right? Take all that as read. Right. You know when you are entitled to your opinion as much as any Celtic fan, as much as Peter Lawwell, whatever else. What this week has shown is that absolutely nothing is going to change here. So
no.
all the issues that we're trying to raise are going to continue to be a problem. They've brought in Martin O'Neill, and like we haven't even talked about the football yet, but the football hasn't changed really in any great sense. We're still getting the odd decent game and fucking disasters in between. So that has kind of failed. They've taken the sheen off Martin O'Neill by dropping them in here, uh, you know, to kind of steady the ship and provide a mud guard for them. To say, oh, look at this, you can't fucking criticize Blessed Martin. Do you know what I mean? So the issue really for me is there's no contrition whatsoever from the club. There's no look. We'll look at this. We'll sort it out. We'll change. Blah blah blah. It's just fuck yous. Yous are all scum. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? We know best. You know, it's just absolutely tone deaf patrician attitude. Like when they released that statement after the transfer window, even the BBC and all, you people like Tom English, sure, fucking no friends of Celtic were bemused by it, like totally, absolutely bemused by it, going, what the fuck sort of statement is this to put out from any football club? I've lost count of the amount of statements since. There must have been a dozen since on various matters. So we're turning to the Huns now. You know, it's Statement AFC. Instead of actually saying to the relevant parties around the table, like the trust or the fans groups or whoever the fuck, look, we'll meet once a month, bring your issues to the table, take your top three, and we'll sort them out, and then we'll move on to the next three, and we'll move on to the next three. You might not get everything you want. We can't promise that. We're a public limited company. We can't just click our fingers. If there are safety issues, they have to be dealt with in a different way because obviously there's other bodies outside who regulate those. But let's have a look at them. Instead, they give everybody tea and biscuits at the fucking start of September and then insulted everybody in the middle of November. and nothing's going to change. They are dug in. We have a octogenarian head case at the head of the fucking pack here who has no executive role at the club, and yet we all know he's picking and choosing managers and appointing people. We all know it because if they've told us, they fucking told us that this is happening, contrary to everything it should be happening in the way our club should be run. You know, and we have yes men in place that he's put in place to protect his reputation. And that's why he sent the son in, because his reputation's in the fucking drink. And as I've said on here previously, all these men are going to be dead within 10 years. None of these people are going to be at Celtic within 10 years. Natural wastage is actually going to be the key driver for corporate governance change at our club. And if each of them last 30 years, or if each of them lasts another 10 years, Dermot Desmond will have been on the board for 40 years. Peter Law will have been on the board for 30 years. Brian Wilson will have been on the board for 30 years. Like, what the fuck?
More than 30 years.
Dermot,
He's about 30 the now.
who, Desmond, or Lawwell?
Wilson.
Oh, no,
20,
they were all
20 odd
appointed.
anyway.
They were all appointed around the mid 2000s. So Lawwell came in 2003, 2004, around about that time. Wilson went on about the same time too, when Brian Quinn and Emmons left. Do you know what I mean? So like you should only be on a board for a couple of years at a time, and you should be. The role of the board is to plan for change at corporate level within the club, within the company. So they should be identifying talent now to bring on board to last for the next 10 years when they fucking leave. And there's none of it. Do you know what I mean? They brought on one woman at last. Do you know what I mean? And somebody says to me, well, Michael Nicholson is the chief executive now, you know, and I was saying, it just so happened it was amazing that he was sitting two doors down the fucking corridor. He was the man for the job. And someone says to me, well, Michael Nicholson's been involved in every transfer deal since whatever, 2012. And I says, I know he's supposed to be. He's a fucking lawyer. He's there to write the contracts. And he's there to make sure that everything's signed, sealed and delivered. He has, what the fuck, like, if Michael Nicholson rocked up to my door, who would know him? Do you know what I mean? So he's not there to attract talent because half the Celtic fans couldn't pick him out of a two-man lineup. So he's not going out to do the deals in terms of attracting top-class players. In this transfer window, our manager had to go out and get a fucking striker in after the transfer window had closed because of this mismanagement of the board in their dealings with our transfers. And that's being lost. That's what's annoying me. Like all this hullabaloo about what's going on around this and what's going on about that and fan safety and the AGM, blah, blah. People are actually forgetting how we got to this point. And it was the board over years being absolutely fucking useless in the transfer market. Now, I'm sure there's loads of reasons behind that, many of which probably can't be discussed publicly. That's fine. No problem with that. What the fuck are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? What is the strategy here? Right, we've worked out this doesn't work anymore. We can't attract this level of player, and blah blah blah. And what I laughed about last week, I said, do you know, it's really lucky that we have such a top class youth system. Whereas if we fail in the transfer window, we've got talent at home. Our youth system is a fucking joke. It is a joke to the fucking point where I've actually been saying we should get rid of it. And we can't because it's a UEFA requirement. We have to have it. And it's a fucking joke. And see if you look at some of the people who've been involved in that youth system over the past 20 years, it's no wonder. It's no wonder. And if I've noticed, how have they not noticed? How have they not noticed? So you have all of this stuff all swirling around at the one time. And instead of the board actually going, do you know what? Let's have a forward thinking look at this and see, let's plan for the next 30 years when I'm not here. Because I won't be here in 30 years. I'll be fucking dead, which most of them will be. What's the club going to look like? And we have no fucking idea. No idea. Absolutely none. And if all Lemons died, tomorrow if the fucking COVID came back and they all caught COVID and fucking keeled over and died, we'd be left with Ross fucking Desmond. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Been a lot of deaths in the last couple of minutes. People dying.
What's that? But here, I'm a man of advancing years myself. I'm not a wee lad. I'm not fucking in the section jumping up and down like a balloon. I'm nearly 50.
You fucking hear one
And you pray every day.
Fuck me, relax.
How many times have we sat here saying, the next transfer window will be fucking soon because we've got this and we've got that and this can happen and that can happen. And the next transfer window rolls around and we're all turning our fucking hair at the end of it. And the board have actually stated that their transfer policy is to wait until the end of the transfer window because they think they get better value. How fucking stupid is that? How dumb is that?
That's right.
The, the
That's right.
one year, we keep pointing out the fact the one year they didn't do it was when Ange was here and all the business was done early. We were linked with Maida and the ones that came in January. We were linked with them in October. And we had them in the fucking door right at the start of the January transfer window. And we benefited from it because they were able to get an extra month under their fucking belt, sorting out their families, getting somewhere to fucking live, instead of coming in at the end of January and doing all that shit and fucking in a country that you can't speak the fucking language of. Like, it's nuts. They're actually telling you, we're going to continue to pursue this failed fucking policy that we know doesn't work.
See, when I go to Tesco, Marty, I don't know about you, right? I go to Tesco and I see eggs, right? And I go, these eggs, when they're the date? They're the date, the 26th of fucking November. I'll buy them now. Or what? Hold on a second. I'll wait until they're the date, maybe 27th, and go get them on the reduced section for 30% less. Fuck it. Fuck it. The eggs are grand. I just bag the eggs at once.
But that's not hard. But that's not even a good analogy, Joe, because that's not how it works.
My analogy is never good, Marty.
No, but you're not getting them for less. We saw it in this transfer window. The clubs were sticking to their fucking guns because they know the closer you come to the window, the more fucking desperate you are, and the more likely they are to part with £5 million for somebody like Ballyquasher. Because you're desperate. You haven't got enough bodies in the fucking building to fill out a squad. Look at the fucking state of our injuries. Look at the fucking state of it. And we're all on tenterhooks every time Kieran Tierney takes a fucking pitch because we're afraid to lose him. Like, it is shocking. It's absolutely shocking.
We are a B stick away from a B team. I mean,
that's nuts. But this is my point. Sure, we could rely on our wonderful youth system. If that happens, fucking hell. God preserve us. It's shocking. It's I don't know. Fuck, I sort of fucking go. They do my balls in. I couldn't come on this podcast last Friday. I told you I was fucking fuming. I was raging. I was afraid of what I was going to say. I've had 4 fucking days to calm down, and I'm still incredulous as to how this club's being run. And for them to stand, like, they don't listen to the HomeBhoys. They don't give a fuck about me. Don't give a fuck about Jason. Jason Higgins.
Somebody among them does. Somebody among the
Jason Higgins parts with.
Reach out, come on.
Jason Higgins parts with a substantial amount of his family income every fucking year to travel home and away to see the club he loves, and they just stood and insulted Jason Higgins, calling him a fucking reprobate, whatever the fuck term they used was. Who the fuck do they think they are? It's wild.
I mean, I always knew they didn't care about us, right? But when they actually physically come out and tell you, it's
not contributor to society. It might be one of the fucking maddest insults I've ever heard anybody come out.
It's just a big slap in the coot.
How the fuck? One, I'm in society. 2, I'm fucking here contributing. I'm fucking giving you money, you cunt, right? For a start, right? And 3, I fucking got a bigger network among this fucking club than you'll ever fucking know in your life. So, in what capacity do you not contribute to? What the fuck does that even mean?
They absolutely hate us. It's like fucking all they do is all they are is anti-establishment. Well, aye. So deal with it.
Are you new? Are you new? You can't. Are you new? You're new, are you? Fuck me.
It's like.
If they're watching the intern lead a fucking presentation, you're going, what in the fuck?
So what do you want need to do now? Take the knee to the crown and all that and just like pledge your allegiance to fucking guys with 15 mansions and billions of pounds that they were born into and just think we're glad to be breathing the same air as them?
It's that air of like, are you not entertained? You have a seat at Celtic Park. You're like, aye, Hi, we've kind of always had this before you were even here, dickhead. Right? The point is, you're doing fuck all with it, and we want to progress, we want to grow, we want to enhance. We don't want to sit around and watch you fucking enjoy the spoils of being the fucking overall fucking king and lord of whatever the fuck you think you are, but everybody's doffing the cap to. We expect, like, nobody's expecting to win the European Cup. We expect to see some progression, some enhancement, some development, some sort of some level of like fucking. Like, I know it seems unfair sometimes to like compare, you know, youth academies stuff like that there compared to like Ajax and the Europe like that there, but you would expect some sort of level of endeavorment to at least fucking explore or fucking enhance or make these things different. But it seems to be nah, just keep on trucking.
See the thing like using Ajax, right? Like we've spoken about this, I don't know how many times, right? They don't win the league every year, right? But their fans know in a few years they'll have a raft of top players coming through again, that they'll have a run at Europe and they'll have a quality team for a bunch of years again. We're never going to have that. We've just got the same old, same old. Try and get over the line to win the league. They fuck all in Europe, rinse and repeat. And there's never any building for the future, ever. And I suppose it goes back to Scott's director of football model and stuff like that. There is no structure there to take Celtic forward. There's nothing. Everything's just last minute. Fucking Dermot phoned. I mean, there we've got a 73-year-old Martin O'Neill, and the only reason he's there, Dermot phoned me. You know, and then they think that Martin O'Neill is the fucking new messiah, and that he's in the fans' side. He's there because Dermot's fucking paying him well, or Dermot's agreed the board will pay him well to come here. Do you know what I mean? He isn't a knight in shining armour that's here fighting our cause. He's there because he's getting well paid, you know, and he'll be there until he stops getting well paid, and then he'll be away again, and we'll probably never see him at Celtic Park again because I don't think he come back for years after he left the first time. So all this dewy-eyed glasses with Martin O'Neill, I'm not buying that at all, right? And he's done all right since he's came, and he's gave us some good results, you know, and we'll go to the final and whatever. But it's getting beyond that. I mean, it's like there is no progression. There's no succession plan. There's no looking to the future. It's just rinse and repeat constantly. And if we get this, we'll go on and talk about this Wilfred Nancy. I actually think the guy looks all right. You know, I think could be a decent signing. Everything I'm hearing about him is pretty positive. So I'm not going to decry the guy. I'm not one of these guys we should get better. I think maybe this could be a good signing, but he'll get in there and then he'll realise what he's dealing with. And then 1 year it might be all right. Second year it'll start getting slightly downhill. And the third year he'll fuck off because he'll be like, these are fucking imbeciles. So I just don't see any progression, and I don't see any rosy future for the club. I could see us winning loads more Premier League titles because we've got more money than any other club. We'll buy better players, I think Hearts in the next few years under Tony Bloom will come through and they'll maybe buy better players than us. And if they can break the stranglehold and get into the Champions League and get a few quid, then you could see them going forward because they've got a guy that's got a bit about him that will kind of drive, kind of maybe change in the league, which will be good for the league. But whether we can be a challenge to it, the only reason we would be a challenge to it is because we've got more money, we've got a bigger crowd, we've got a mad fan base that ploughs money into the club, which we aren't doing just now because we're obviously protesting against the board. So unless they do something drastic, and this is going to come down to Dermot Desmond because he's the guy that's got to actually read the room. He's the guy that has got control, which he shouldn't have, but he has. So he's got to modernise the boardroom. And I don't think he's got it in his locker to do it, or I think he's too stubborn and he'll just pull rank and he'll say, fuck them, I'm not doing what they want me to do, I'll do what I want to do. And it won't end well. So I don't see any way out of this, to be honest with you. And with the greatest intentions of the Celtic collective, we can, as a group, the Celtic fan base, you'll never get 100% support. You'll get a lot of the fans behind you. But unless you can find a knight in shining armour that's willing to put their money up, to step up and try and buy him out, or, I don't know, buy summies. I don't actually know. But you need somebody in there with a bit of vision that's going to change the way the club's ran and the way we're operating. And so it needs dramatic changes, because I think the cat's out the bag now with fans about the European disasters year after year. It's apparent to loads now, and people aren't willing to just accept winning the league, even winning trebles, and then getting bombed out of Europe and doing nothing in Europe and just a laughing stock. Because I've got loads of mates in England that follow Everton and stuff like that, and they obviously take the piss out of me, but it's fucking Conference League standard up there. And when you look at it in Europe, you can't really argue with them. We're at a par with the League of Ireland in Europe. Probably no better. Slightly better, but no much. And that's like
I would fancy any League of Ireland team to beat any team beyond us. Honestly, and it's happened already. It's just happened over the last couple of seasons.
I think the summer football's got a lot to do with that as well, Marty. But your point stands.
It does indeed, but they're professional clubs, so on their day, I would fancy any League of Ireland team, no problem, against any SBL team. It's the whole Scottish football firmament is fucked. I don't really give a fuck about it. I'm not Scottish, so I don't care. I only care about Celtic. I only want to see us. I've heard people saying, we've done a generation of domination and we've got domestic success, right dead on. But where are we in Europe? We see ourselves as a European club. Our European coefficient is a disgrace. There we were humped again the other week against a minnow like Midtjylland, which 90% of football fans wouldn't probably have never seen Midtjylland play ever. Do you know what I mean? And yet we have a European Cup in the fucking cupboard. It's just wild. It's absolutely wild. And it's like that attitude, it's a know your place attitude coming from the stage. And it tells me that they're happy with that. They're not ambitious enough, to change. They want to change. We're sitting with 70, 80 million in the bank. That's because of Brendan Rodgers, and they've chased him. That money's there because of him, because he was able to get us into Europe with a team that he built and motivated and organised and managed to get the results through. And he's gone. And half of Celtic fans are blaming Brendan Rodgers, calling him a rat again and fucking whatever else. I have no problem with Brendan Rodgers. I think Brendan Rodgers was a great manager for us and wanted better for us. And he knew that he wasn't going to get better from us. He went, no, it is, fuck us. I'm wasting my fucking time. And he said it over the summer publicly. I'm not here to dominate domestically. A fucking gonad could, in a fucking tracksuit, could dominate Scotland domestically, given the money we have. Of the two things, one, a half decent fucking squad and a half decent board, we could dominate forever because we've got an inbuilt advantage over everyone in the league. But where are we in Europe? Fucking nowhere. Nobody.
His message essentially was like at that point, like, I mean, if you want someone to keep running this course, like a her, I'm not the guy.
Yeah, he said it out loud.
And the thing is, I totally get that, right? But he wasn't blameless, right? So I'm not getting into the Scott's going to do a pod where we'll discuss Brendan Rodgers, and I'll put my point across there, right? But you make a valid point, and you're right what you say there, but I still don't think he was the guy to lead us forward. But I didn't disagree with what he said, and that's all well and good. But I reckon after 2 years, he's ran his race, and it was just an absolute disaster, and he had to go. But again, that gets the board off the hook for a certain period of time. So Brendan Rodgers was bye-bye bad man. Statement comes out of Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers leaves. Who's the bad man now? Oh, let's get the Green Brigade. They'll do. There was a wee bit of kerfuffle with a steward or a police or something like that. Let's ban them now, because we'll get the board faithfuls on board, and that will. And then they've realised they've just, well, they probably haven't realised, but they've just created a fucking monster now, and it's all over the place. But they need somebody to blame. I think initially Brendan Rodgers got off scot-free because everybody was thinking to the board, and then the fans turned on Brendan Rodgers, whereas it was a bit of both. But to your point, a manager really can't succeed when he's got a board like that on top of them. I still don't think he was the man in hindsight, which I did during his tenure, but then at the end it was totally toxic. But that toxicity was born primarily for the board. So you have got a point, Martin. I do agree with you there. And the new manager comes in, it'll probably be good to start with because he'll probably be a yes man, he'll be in the job. And although he doesn't come across as a yes man, but he did with Montreal and stuff like that, and get jacked the job in because he wasn't getting supported. But obviously comes into a new job, he's trying to make a good impression, whatever, but the best impression he can make is win games. If he starts winning a load of games and the fans get behind him, then maybe he'll be a bit, but obviously he'll learn quite soon, but he'll be working with two hands tied behind his back probably with this crowd. So I don't really know what the future is for Celtic with this board in place, because they just don't fill me with any confidence whatsoever. In fact, they fill me with terror. That's what I say, they don't fill me with any confidence. They fill me with absolute terror with what's down the road for this club. Because bear in mind, everything in life is expensive now. Football is massively expensive. It won't take much for that stadium to be half empty. You know, people are extending themselves to go and watch Celtic. A lot of people are spending money they don't really have. You know, life in general is just massively expensive nowadays. People's wages haven't increased, but the cost of living's increased, and everything's increased. You know, and Celtic keep increasing ticket prices, everything. They give us nothing back. You know, and that bit of enjoyment we get to watching a football club's getting ruined by the people that are running the club for loads of us. No, for some they don't really care, and they're kind of, you know, it's just the way it is, and they go and watch a football team, and that's their bit of escapism. They can afford to go, and all's well and good as long as Celtic are winning trophies. You know, I'm just totally sick to the back teeth here, and the way they're treating. Talk about the Green Brigade if you want or whatever, but the way they're treating their lads, it's nothing short of shocking. They aren't the angels, but if anybody listens to, and I urge everybody to go and listen to, it was interesting. I don't listen to any Celtic podcasts really, but I always listen to Scott's 1-on-1. And he put on our chat, he says, it's kind of a load of traction, that podcast. I'm like, what do you mean? Because I'm a bloody store this, I'm an old fart, right? I don't know who's listening to what. And then I'm on a couple of group chats, the guys doing in England and stuff like that. And the next thing it's getting posted. Is anybody listening to this? And I'm like, oh, and they don't even know I'm on the HomeBhoys. And I'm like, oh, right. Says, you should listen to it. Everybody's listening to that. They get shocked. And they all listen to it. And they're like, oh, fucking hell. That was really going on at that football club. And by the way, Matt,
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Say, you need to point out how good it was. Two lads spoke brilliantly. Scott was very, very good. Keeping it on point, keeping it on topic. And see the story that lad told about having to go and meet that family, had their front door kicked off for breach of the peace.
Unbelievable.
I was beyond angry. I was like, I'm sorry, but how the fuck can you treat people like that? For what? For some fucking inconsequential fucking infraction at a football match? Somebody die?
He's got charged with a breach of the peace. He's not got charged with assault or anything.
Somebody, was there an ambulance call? Somebody died? Was there a fucking... No, there fucking wasn't. And there's kicking guys' front doors in, taking fucking means of communication away from people who have fucking critical illnesses, chronic illnesses. What the fuck?
Unbelievable.
It turned my stomach. I was like, for watching a football match, for supporting a football team. And again, it brings up what you said, Jason. Like, At what point do they want us all to just give up? Do they want us all to just fuck off? Is that what it is? Because it certainly seems like that might be the fucking case.
It's incredible. And they're obviously making moves now, I don't know, to ban the Green Brigade for good, because you can tell the way they're kind of acting at the minute. And these guys put their life and soul into following Celtic. You know, and obviously they're the angels, but let's face it, what are they doing that's that bad? You know, the amount of good that they do absolutely outweighs the bad. And they aren't the angels. They're young guys that rambunctious and going to football games, and it's like, you look what happened back in the day. It's bonkers, and it's totally nothing like that nowadays. And
it would be. I think it'd be worth somebody doing a survey to find out about incidents of football matches all around the UK and how many of them have resulted in mass fan bannings. I would say Celtic might be up in the higher echelons of percentages of a club that does that, because I don't fucking know of anything else. Maybe I'm oblivious to that kind of thing, but I imagine around the UK that probably isn't a massive thing when it comes to small infractions.
Joe, it's not even a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing with any other football club in the UK apart from Celtic.
Because I would hazard a guess that all the other football matches that happen around the UK have zero incidences. I mean, unless
I would actually go as far to say as in England, out your 90 odd league clubs, there has never been a mass banning of fans ever. Right? Ever. You're talking about, right? You look back to the late 70s, early 80s, with all the casual violence, right? West Ham had your ICF, your Red Army, Man United, Everton, Liverpool. The clubs knew who all these folk were. They were all locals, right? None of them ever get. The odd one was banned if they were up in sort of charges, right? You would get the odd individual was banned because of what they were up to. But you would never get a mass banning, because you would be able to get into the stadium at any game and pick 300 of them out because they all stood together. You know, never have they ever been banned. You know, Celtic with the casuals in the 80s and that, everybody stood together. Never was ever the mass banned, ever. You know, it just didn't happen. So nowadays, you know where everybody sits, everybody's got their sections. I don't know if the Rangers ultras have been. I don't think they have. They
run their club. They tell the club.
I don't know if Motherwell have maybe banned their ultras, maybe one game. I don't know. You need to get the ultra guys on to talk about this. But Celtic's done it on several occasions. They've banned them for the stadium. And at the one time earlier on in the season, whereas there was a massive incident outside, but obviously they spoke about it in Scott's podcast, there was a massive incident outside the London Road Social Club where the police kettled fans, not just ultras, there was kids there and everything, for 6-7 hours. Didn't let them go to the toilet, didn't let them get a drink of water. Totally against people's civil liberties.
And the guy that brought water up, and they wouldn't let him give the water because they said the water.
But what did Celtic Football Club do for that to protect their own fans? Nothing.
Fuck off.
But they're happy to jump in with the police to persecute our own fans. And with Celtic getting guys for the police into these roles of stadium, I don't know what the roles are.
I know.
You know
that it doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's a good fit. But the problem is when they start to kind of preach, "Oh, these guys are impartial." Fuck me, mate. We've all worked in fucking big companies. We've all worked in public sector things. We know fucking people aren't impartial. That's what comes to policing. They're not impartial. You can't just go from the police into a fucking private job and think you're not going to network with other people for information. We're not daft. People know that's happening, right? So whether it's clear collusion or whether it's clear collaboration doesn't make a difference, right? What makes a difference is that the connection's there, and people are going to be targeted because of the information that's moved through those connections. People aren't fucking stupid, and it's sickening because it's so subtle and sinister and underhanded.
I know, but it's just, I mean, what do you do with this? Because they are not interested in backing up their own support. They're not interested because they disagree with loads of things that the ultras do. They've just took a stand that fuck them. We hope they get fucking done at all turns, and they're willing to. I mean, they're talking about Celtic losing their license, their stadium license, and stuff like that. For what? I mean, what things happen in the other football grounds across the UK that the club doesn't go in the big hullabaloo about? What actually happened? You know, and they've still never showed a video of anything that actually happened, apart from people rushing to an exit. What's actually happened? I mean, there's three sides to every story. There's one side, the other side, and then the truth. So, but nobody's been charged with anything. But the Green Brigade have been hung, drawn, and quartered already, and it's just the club basically hate their support. Okay. The guys that run the club hate the support, and they'll come out and say, "Oh, we don't." The ones that behave and all, fuck off. What about your Celtic family? We're all together. Fucking load of shit. But I mean, the thing is, I'm the one in the Green Brigade. I don't have any beef with what. I don't know what happened there, but I would hazard a guess that know very much, which has been made into an absolute mountain. And can give them the right to reply, listen to the HomeBhoys, jump on, get one of the board members on here, get a blather with us. No bother, you're more than welcome. I don't hate you as a human being, but I hate your stance that you've got with the club. But
way more chance of getting Brian McClure back.
But I just
right, anyway, we've spent enough on this. What's next?
Aye. Go on to the football. St Mirren. I was
finish. I was at Mirren. Nobody was there. I suppose the highlight of the entire match for all of us, I think, for all of us, is me texting in at half-time, the group chat going, the last time I seen the first half of that pitch, Tom Razic scored a screamer in the very last kick of the game.
You actually see that before the game, Joe, I think.
No, I texted at half-time going, that first half was so pitch. For so pitch, the last time I seen something that bad, Tom Razic scored a screamer from outside the box. Last kick of the game, aye. Your mate fucking from Vancouver was there.
That's right, Gary was there from Vancouver. And ironically, big mate Martin's coming next week, so he'll be at the game as the Falkirk game next week.
So Joe Stradamus
the pod as well.
Joe Stradamus didn't put that money on Paddy Power, of course. But I mean, fucking, it was a terrible game of football, I thought.
Oh, brutal. What did you think their disallowed goal, the Liam Scales' own goal? I thought it was. I mean, at the end of the day, see all these rules. I hardly know what any rules are these days, but
I know. For me, it was like, if you hear Chris Boyd defending Celtic, it must have been right. Do you know what I mean? Cunt fucking hates us. So I'm assuming it is correct that he was in the eye lane of that.
He was eye line. He was making a movement toward all Scales is like it freaked with.
Yeah. So that was always the thing. If you're interfering with the, you know, what's the thing? There's a term that you used to use. Don't use it now. Interfering with play or something.
Aye, that's the term. That's the very term.
That would be the explanation. He was interfering with play, either making it hard for the keeper to make a save or doing whatever to the defender. So, but My gut feeling is we got off on a fucking absolute humble. I don't know what the fuck Liam Scales was thinking about. Do you know what I mean? You're like, fuck me, Liam.
Aye.
Holy Jesus. So in that sense, I mean, their manager was fucking raging about it. But as I say, if Chris Boyd's back in Celtic, fuck you, may bet your balls that was the right decision then.
Aye.
You know. But like across the match, it was a terrible match.
0 shots on target until
oh my god.
goal.
I think that no, I think with one. I think Luke McCowan had a powder puff one or something like that. That was like you couldn't really call it a shot. I think it was McCowan anyway, but I think the stats said with 2 shots on target. So
you're being kind for that one.
Aye.
And do you know what the funny thing was too, Jason? See whenever who scored the ball went out Wade, and then I can't remember who passed it back to McGregor.
It was Donovan.
So yeah. See when he passed it back to McGregor, I jumped up and shouted, "What the fuck did you do that for?" And then next thing, bump. I was like, "Oh, that's why you done that." So it was a tremendous goal, like of my God, grandstand stuff, right at the death.
I tell you, see about McGregor, but see for the edge of the box. I mean, see if that's a tatty, that's fucking get over the roof of the stand, right?
Yep, 100%.
But see with McGregor, when he gets in that position on his left peg, there's fucking nobody better at it.
See that wee fucking inch of a yard that he gets between his foot and the ball when he steps out to it, when he kind of pushes in front of himself, you know he's going to hit it. That's going to be pinpoint.
Oh, but I tell you another thing, how delighted are you for Callum McGregor? Because see, let's face it, we were all doubting him. Everybody was, see at the start of the season, because he was a mile off it. And he has just dragged the club himself, kind of. Do you know what I mean? He's like just as if he's put his arms around the team and just says, "I'll fucking protect you." Do you know? And it's like, because we're going through a fucking shitstorm at the minute, and you're not telling me that's not affecting the players. I seen there was an interview with McCowan, and he says that he was at a family party or something. He's kind of keeping himself to himself because all his family are obviously died in the Bull Celtic supporters. And he says I don't know if it was a christening or a birthday party or something like that. He says it's all they spoke about was about the board. And like it must be see for the him, Ralston, Tierney, McGregor, the ones that are Celtic minded. Well, I don't know if McGregor's family probably haven't. But the ones that come from Celtic supporting families, they must be fucking murder. Because it's all MD talks about now.
It's interesting you said about McGregor, Rick. Do you remember the time in the last season? I was on the fan press conference with James Forrest. Remember? And I asked James Forrest about being the guy who at that time in his career had to adapt to other managers coming into the club that he was at for a long time. Instead of him being at the point of his career where he had to go and adapt to other managers or other clubs because he hadn't moved in our club, right? And he kind of spoke about that kind of adaptation and different. And I kind of got like a different sort of perspective on kind of what he was saying. But I thought about that like recently with McGregor going like he took over from Scott Brown, right? So like his entire persona is very very different to Scott Brown's entire like, the way he speaks, the way he communicates, very very different, right? And he's had to like sort of fucking navigate all these different sort of situations. And this one might be one of the worst, one of the hardest, because it's like Martin O'Neill is for a period here is clearly is kind of like the manager of limbo. Nobody fucking knows where it's going. And it's up to Callum McGregor to anchor people and go, right, well, we're still playing football. We're still going to do this. We're still going to try and win. And that was against St Mirren to do that. Really, like you said, Jay, is fucking fair play to him. I mean, because that's fucking like doing your job never looked as good. I mean,
he stepped up to the plate. It reminds me a bit of Scott Brown when Scott Brown was going through a time, and obviously, God love him, it was going through his sister. But loads of folks started doubting him and that, and he just come back and it was better and better and better. But McGregor's he's outstanding at the minute. He's proper good. And some of the shit that's run about him as well. It's fucking must be hard for him. Fucking.
Also, I think it should be noted that Callum McGregor spent 85 minutes on that pitch and scored right at the fucking death. If he had been playing for Scotland previously, that might not have been the case. He might not have been just as fit and ready.
Does he go to the World Cup, Marty? Does he go to the World Cup?
No.
I think he goes to the World Cup.
I hope not.
I don't think he will, because he has announced his retirement, and obviously they've kind of got midfielders. But see, it's kind of, how sick would you be if you're Callum McGregor missing out on that chance? You know,
No, but it may not happen if he were there. And fucking like someone like John McGinn,
I know,
it's like, player than Callum McGregor. I mean,
it's like if he was playing at Scotland, might not have won. You know, who knows? It just, but he's retired, and I actually don't see him going. But maybe he would. See, if I was him and there was a chance to go, I'd be going. You know, bloody hell, what an opportunity! But I kind of
would you that kind of feel like going like, oh, you're big, give it a here's a bench pass, kid. Come on, let's go to America.
Fucking right. See if Steve Clark was to offer it to him, he'd take it, surely.
You would, wouldn't you? You would, wouldn't you? You would.
Off.
World Cup? America?
Aye.
Fucking getting chased by Ace? Fucking let's go.
Here's
the thing. There could be Scottish, Irish, Welsh, English.
I know.
At the World Cup, right? Fucking Ace is going to need to build a few fucking centres.
And fucking the Nordies, they could be there and all.
Fucking hell.
Well, they can't because they would play Wales.
You know what? America's going to get resettled. Fucking World Cup.
But see, but obviously you probably haven't seen it with all the Scottish newspapers and all the things that are coming out now about how you're getting into like fucking war zone. See some of the Mexican places where their games getting played. Fucking, they're ran by cartels and that. Fucking, you imagine that Tartan Army down there, they'd be fucking drink with them.
Here's the thing. I bet you every neighbourhood has an Irish bar.
But something for them, you know, and it's like being
that's
Scottish.
That's how we close this podcast. It's international football, which is generally shit talk on this podcast. But I think we're talking about.
No, we need to do a bit of Wilfred Nancy, because he's definitely better. He looks like he's the guy. What do you think? I'd say the wee bit earlier on about. What do you think?
After that video, was it Marty? You said it in the chat.
I sent it.
You said it. After watching that, I was like, sold. The guy that was talking about him knew everything about him. His progress, the way he's seen, the way he's valued by players, the fact that he knew Alistair Johnson, the fact that he when he'd been given a contract, the contract was renewed well in very quickly into the period where it was going to be renewed, and it seems very positive. It also it doesn't seem like bullshit, right? Because it's very easy to read bullshit in the press. But see that video that was sent in, you just that guy is clearly some sort of podcaster or some fucking kind of broadcaster in Canada and knows his MLS shit. And basically he seemed very matter of fact, going like, they're getting a really, really top level coach who's achieved things that nobody else has kind of achieved in this game at this level, and is very, not full of himself, very believes in himself, very confident in his abilities. And he mentioned about the wing backs acting as wingers and as wingers going forward and the attacking football. And I was like, yeah, let's see that again. Let's have a bit of that. And then there's comparisons obviously with Ange, but I think the comparisons with Ange are more on the fact that like he comes from an unknown quantity of a league, right? Which I suppose at this time, at this period in the world, in terms of like sports statistics, the MLS or the fucking NAR league shouldn't be any kind of like anomaly. I mean, but that's kind of the way it is when it comes to the fucking Scottish football and the British media and that there. But am I excited? I don't know if I'm excited. I'm very intrigued. And if it all kicks off next week, which it appears like it might do, big brother Wilfred is going to have all my support.
Oh, aye, 100%. And that goes without saying, whoever they get in, but nobody knows what he's getting himself in for, But aye, fingers crossed that it all works out. And I'm not against him being the manager, I kind of prefer somebody like that rather than. I mean, imagine you get somebody like fucking. I'm not saying him, but like Sam Allardyce or see some fucking shite like that. When you're getting Lenny regurgitated and folk like, and I don't want to go there, but see it was an Irish manager and it's fucking, and it's Desmond's picked it, and it's just like you kind of need to hope you get somebody like that. But as I go back and say, unless the board change their ways, it's not going to be any good. He's going to be there for a couple of years and then he's going to be off. And I don't say that we should have a manager that's going to be there 5 years, but there has to be succession planning.
Yeah, but we are in a long-term cycle of stopgap management. I mean, at the end of the day, who's gone beyond 3 years in the last decade?
Who's gone longer than 3 years in the last decade?
No.
Nobody.
Nobody.
I think so. No.
Who's been the longest period in the last fucking 20 years, I suppose? Strachan, maybe? No?
Strachan, it would be Strachan. I would say. Matt O'Neill was here for a few years, was in his first time.
He left in 2004.
Strachan would have been a good few years, he'd have been the longest.
He was 4 years. Well, long was Lennon here the first time? He must have been here 4 years, was he?
Was he?
No, was it 4 years?
Not sure.
You know what?
Taylor was here 2011. 2011, Lennon coming, wasn't it? So he was there 4 or 5 years, I think.
Aye, but it's like, at the end of the day, you don't expect, and obviously if he comes and he's a rip-roaring success and he gets poached by England, he's done his job, right? That's fine, but it's the succession planning that we don't have, And and back to the point, getting Brendan Rodgers back, that was another Dermot Desmond just picked the phone up and wanted you to come back. And as a club, we should always be looking forward, not looking back. And I'm glad that we've not got Ange back, because that would have been the easy one. That would have been just good to get him.
Yeah. Martin O'Neill, 5 years. Neil Lennon, both kind of periods equates to 6 years.
Aye, but both, you can't count both.
Aye, so Martin O'Neill is the longest. 5 years. Strachan 4 years. Lennon 4 years.
Aye, for a good while. Aye. But at the end of the day, when you're there too long, regardless of how good it is, it always kind of comes to the end. And when O'Neill left us, we were a fucking disaster. Let's face it. I mean, he left us in a fucking absolute state that Strachan had to pick up the pieces and dramatically reduce the wage bill. And, couldn't he sign any type players that O'Neill signed, and, to jiggery pokery everything, like he pulled the board out of hole, to be fair.
And here's the thing, so we were all saying, a lot of people were saying last week, I was arguing in group chats, fucking everybody. That's one of the reasons why I was so annoyed and I didn't want to come on here. So people were saying, we've never seen such a period of domestic dominance, blah, blah, blah. And other people were pointing out, I know, but for fucking a lot of that fucking period, Rangers were fucking bust. They'd gone. And they were saying, well, you can't judge that. You can't say, well, just because they're gone, they weren't down. You can only beat who's in front of you. And I was going, well, fair enough. Well, we lost the fucking 4 leagues before. The cunts went bust. Know what I mean? So, you're looking back on all these fucking halcyon days, whatever the fuck. Martin O'Neill left in an absolute mess. Gordon Strachan did well. He left us in a fucking mess. Then we got Tony Mowbray. And Neil Lennon was appointed in the fucking showers at Hampden. What? The place is fucking nuts.
Aye.
So as you say, Jason, or was it you or Joe said a minute ago, we're fucking one down, turn away from an empty stadium again.
Aye.
And the thing is too, the board are sitting on 80 million, and their attitude is, well, we'll wait them out here. And what they'll do is they'll say that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh, we told you this would happen. We told you this would have no money. That's why we kept that money aside. And we're going, no, it was your unambitious fucking attitudes
Aye,
that cost us the fucking money, you fucking morons. Grew up.
aye.
You
Yeah,
know, so listen, as you say, the new manager comes in as always. He gets the best of Will. They've leaked out that we're looking for some Palestinian fucking player. You know what I mean? That's like to shut us up.
but according to that guy that was in that video, I don't know if you watched it, Marty. He says that they signed him for 6 million or 7 million, and he's been injured, and they're expecting big things of him. So he says he would be more than 10 million if you want to sign him. You
But
know
that's
that
what they
that
do. The board will splurge money at the start. They'll give him a budget and they'll say, there you go, where's your budget? You bang away to a bleed, son. But then they'll
I
never do it again.
love bomb the cunt like a narcissist, they will. They love bomb him.
Exactly.
Well, here, big lad, here's a fucking treasure chest. Don't worry about it. Big Peter's got
Exactly.
your back. Big here, here's Ross to wax your pulse. Let's go. Right?
Yep.
That's fucking, there's all the
Exactly.
money in the world. And then they go, let's go, we're fucking moving in the right direction. Next season they go, what's happening, Oliver? You're right. You want, please, sir, can I have some more? Can I have some more? Go, fuck
Yeah.
off. More you can't. More you can't.
Yep.
Fuck off.
And that's exactly the attitude.
and,
No,
and
then they
the
start
way
to go, right, start selling.
and the way our squad is at the minute, right? You can't see how we've had the big sales, your O'Reillys and stuff like that, right? You can't really see any massive value players that we've got with us at the minute. You know, that would go for a few quid. Alistair Johnson, maybe if he gets fit, you get a few quid for him. Liam Scales potentially. See, to be honest with you, I think Scales would be the one I would think I would be kind of worried. I know it's when kind of obviously CCV was the big fucking. He was
I'm
the
with
big
you,
ticket.
Jason. I'm with you. I do
I-
believe
I-
I believe Liam Scales will be bought.
Aye, see, like obviously he's playing international football now. Like he'll be an automatic pick for Ireland now, right?
He's one of the leaders in that team.
Aye, and he's
Goes to
playing the
show you.
guy.
It goes
Playing
to
the
show you
guys
when
that are playing in the Premiership that's earning 60 grand a week, you know.
it goes to fucking show you the turnaround in the Ireland squad since they put the fucking cunt into the team.
Aye,
Because it was a joke. It was a fucking absolute joke earlier this year that Liam Scales was not in the Ireland first team because he was performing in at a Champions League level. It's a disgrace. He should have been in that campaign might not have just have started so badly if Liam Scales had been on the fucking pitch.
Aye. And by the way, you can't. It was his knock on for Parrott to score a goal. And by the way, how unlucky was Johnny Kenny no long before it?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Kenny done brilliant.
Fucking
Save that was for the keeper.
Hit the keeper's bingo wing.
Oh,
well, and speaking of keepers, it was the other keeper who made that goal. He got the cross on the fucking Scales' head. And when we were linked with him last year, people were saying he wasn't good enough for Celtic. Away and fuck. He's fucking brilliant.
Not as good as Jordan Pickford.
Pickford loyal last night. Jesus Christ, what a game. What a fucking game he had last night. He was unbelievable.
By the way, he plays like that all the time, mate. He's quality.
I hope he breaks his fucking legs because he's the England keeper. Fuck him. Sorry, Jordan.
But aye, so we're on the international football now. I need to give Scotland a wee mention for fuck's sake. Oh, fucking hell.
What a game of football. What a game of football.
John was watching it. Fucking unbelievable.
Oh, here, by the way, that's what we should do this first. Saudi Arabia.
We'll just pass on that one.
Okay.
I wouldn't be rushing back, put it that way.
Okay. You fuck all the time, I'm not.
Saudi Arabia.
Die fucking boredom. See, you want a bottle of vodka, 400 quid. Okay. And the guys that are punting are obviously similar to drug dealers earlier because they're taking some fucking chance.
Both get your hands cut off.
So at the end of the day, fucking fruit juice all the way. But it was all right. It's good to spend some time together. But
right, to wrap it up, that fuck.
No, we're talking about international football. Scotland.
Watching the Scotland game, unbelievable. And just
that's brilliant there. And I hate I hate the SFA. I hate all the Blazers and the fucking assholes attached to them. I hate the pundits, all the fucking Huns being rolled out to do the commentary and in the studio and at the pit side. Every one of them is a Rangers fucking dick. But for my mates in Scotland who support Scotland, I'm absolutely delighted for you. It's just that release of energy and enthusiasm and joy, just joy at the end of it. And then for our players, for the likes of Kieran Tierney, whose goal was fabulous. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. And people were going, well, you can't say, it was not like it was a fluke, but it was like, well, he's not a striker. So you wouldn't expect him to score that type of goal. You're going, no, sorry, he did it for Celtic a week before. It was exactly the same, except it was on the other wing, from the other side of the pitch, wasn't it?
Aye.
So it's like, just brilliant. Absolutely smashing.
I'll tell you something now, right? Obviously, I tell them, I says, I'm never going to let you live this down. But anyway, back to your point, Marty, right? See about the old Rangers Celtic thing with Scotland, right? When I was a kid, right, I wasn't interested in Scotland because it was totally like Celtic players would get booed and stuff like that, right? And I know Schmeichel get booed, but I don't think it was pantomime booing, right? But see, I've been to a few Scotland games, no money. I've only been to a few at home. I had a ticket for one at Wembley and I gave my ticket away to some guy for the Tottenham. It was devastated. He wasn't going. I wasn't really arsed. I went and watched it at the pub. So I'm a kind of closet Scotland fan, right? I'll get fully on the bandwagon when I get to the World Cup, right? But I'm a Scotland fan, right? But no any great shakes. But see that when you go to games, like there's definitely more. It's maybe because the new Rangers are here now, and it's like everyone's kind of settled down again. It's kind of maybe a bit even Stevens. But see, like when they went bust and all that, see at Scotland games, it was more anti-Rangers than anything, and which is incredible for when I was a kid, right? But let's face it, the vast majority of Scotland fans would be non-Celtic Rangers fans. Celtic Rangers fans would still make up a load of the support because obviously the biggest fan base in Scotland. But it would be for all clubs in Scotland. And loads of them would be they'd be anti-Celtic and anti-Rangers. But see, to be honest, you seem to go to watch Scotland, it doesn't really come into it. They just go and watch Scotland. So see the bubble that we live in, Celtic and everybody's against us and all that kind of. It's kind of no a factor with Scotland, which I like. It's like the country does kind of unite to a certain extent. You'll have your mad loyalist Rangers fans that like England and all that, they hate the SNP and all that. They probably wouldn't like Scotland now. Whereas I'd say the majority of your Celtic fans now would probably like Scotland. Although you get a lot of Celtic fans who'd be Scotland daft, like proper into Scotland. But you get loads that are the arse one way or the other, but they still kind of want to win. And then you would get ones that would hate them and would like Ireland, You'd obviously get ones that don't mind them and like Ireland, but it's a big mismatch. But see, to be honest with you, I don't really care. I just want Scotland to win, and I don't care who they play for when they play for Scotland. As long as they win, I'm happy. So anyway, there's a full generation of kids in this country that's never seen Scotland in a World Cup. If you're 30 or under, you've never seen Scotland in a World Cup. You'd have been 2-year-old the last time we were in the World Cup. So it's a massive, massive thing for the country. And fair play to the old Steve Clarke, because everybody was decrying him, weren't rid of him after the Euros, and kind of rightly so, because they were fucking disaster. But it's a massive, massive thing for the country. And it's, when you look at a club football in European context, it's fucking shambolic. But then you look at a national team and you look at some of the players they've got. 3 of their goals out of 4 they've graced any stage in the world. That McTominay's overhead kick seemingly is the highest anybody's ever jumped for an overhead kick since records have began. It was like 8'6" for somebody's fitness there. It's actually, since records have began, it's one of the best goals you'll ever see.
He is a big lanky cunt, in fairness.
But think about that, right? See, when you were a kid, everybody wanted to score an overhead kick because you'd seen Pele doing it. You'd seen Brazilians doing it, and you were like, fucking, that's just the best goal ever. As soon as that ball left that Gannon Dolt's foot, he was fucking in the air waiting for that to come. That guy's a fucking genius. How do you hear that?
In fact, it was. You know what I loved the most about it, Jason? It wasn't smashed. It was kind of placed.
But how does your brain work? That as soon as you see that ball, you're like, that's what I'm going to do.
Practice. In fairness, that ball was fucking just hung up to be. It was like a peach.
Oh, that's unbelievable. And then fucking, to be fair, fucking Shanklin's goal was a tap in, but it was a great move.
No, I love that goal. Do you know why? Because the only person that didn't move in that box was Lawrence Shanklin. He didn't move. He didn't move at all. Everybody else was just rushing around. He went, I just stand here. His confidence in the ball landing there. He was going, I just stand here, and fucking hit his foot. It literally hit his foot.
And then fucking Tierney's goal. My God, I mean, what a goal! What a strike! We all know. The thing is, maybe non-Celtic fans wouldn't they know he's got that in his locker, but every goal he scores for us is an absolute fucking belter. You know,
there's never been a tap in to my knowledge.
Nah, he fucking scores belters all the time. But
halfway lane, fucking.
What an absolute goal!
And then you know what? I was delighted for Kenny McLean. I was delighted for him.
Unreal. But here's the thing. See in the wrong Tierney, what John said. The fuck you bringing him on it right back for? You've got roused in there. And he was serious because he's fucking on the wrong sort. fucking, you've got a right back in the fucking bench. What you fucking, you know. See, at the end of the game, it was pitched. He says, you'll never forget that. You'll never love that. And it's obviously a few thousand folk know about it as well. So if you ever see him, just say, what are you doing bringing Tierney on? You've got Ramos in there.
It needs to be a code or not. All right, John, turn it right back, yeah? You ever see John Higgins, folks, just go, turn it right back, yeah?
But aye, so there you go. But
brilliant, fucking brilliant, and fucking just to get Ireland shit. The Ireland game was amazing too.
Oh, it was
fun, fabulous.
My heart palpitations. I want Ireland to win as well. If Scotland play Ireland, I want Scotland to win, right? But I still want Ireland to win every other game, you know. But international football, I'm no mad on it, right? But
I couldn't give a fuck. But here's the thing, right? Me and Marty have a mate, D McLaughlin. Right? What's D like?
Block goes to every Ireland game home and away.
All the Ireland games, right?
He's a member of the West Belfast Ireland Supporters Club.
He's a single man. He's his own gaff. He fucking lives his own life. You know what I mean? And he follows Ireland fucking home and away, and he fucking does it. If anybody deserves this, that cunt deserves it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, here the thing is, they're not through yet. You know what I mean? They've a bit to go. So.
I know, but fucking somebody else hit me this week going like, well, they're not through yet. Going like, stop being a joyless cunt. Enjoy the fucking.
No, it's not being joyless. I mean, it was amazing that it happened, and if you'd have watched them at the start of their campaign, fuck me, you'd never have predicted what happened. But I mean, Denmark are a decent level of a team. Do you know what I mean? To beat them was really, really encouraging. You know, because they thought to beat Hungary and they thought to beat fucking the other country. You know what I mean? So to beat a team that's actually really worth beating is a good. It's a good standard to be saying, well, we've done it.
It's also the big Portugal have a young lad from fucking inner cities, fucking. The
Portugal game was insane. Like they dominated Portugal the whole game. I mean, they really did. They were. In a way, sometimes you get like last week, you get a smash and grab, but the Portugal game was totally different. The Portugal game was an excellent performance. They outplayed Portugal the whole match, and scored 2 quality goals as well. And the goals weren't, nobody could argue with the goals, and it helped. You see Ronaldo's skills and what he's capable of. Like it helped that he got himself sent off, but again, it points to the player that Ronaldo is and why he hasn't been more successful in that type of environment. Like he's totally an individualistic player, and I suppose it shows you the difference between him and Messi. Where Messi, It's all about Ronaldo. If I was Portuguese, I know they love him, and rightly so. You know what I mean? If Ireland had a player like Ronaldo, Jesus Christ. But he's such an individual rather than a team player. And for Portugal, it's such a pity. You know, you could just see his petulance, and he wasn't expecting to get sent off, and he was absolutely fucking banged to rights. It's as big a red card as you'd ever see, you know. And his attitude was, I'm not getting sent off. He was laughing, he was doing crybath fucking things and stuff at the referee. Do you know what I mean? It's just his own arrogance. He didn't think he thought he was going to get away with it, you know. But the performance against Portugal was brilliant, and we all know we've fucking seen Celtic. You can have Ferric victories whereby you have an amazing result against a class team, and then you go out and have a shake result against a poor team. Thank God that didn't happen at the weekend. Thank God the
I didn't think Hungary were poor. I thought they were a good side.
A really good
no,
team, yeah.
no, sorry, not a. Sorry, I think I said Denmark, didn't I? That was Scotland. That's the Hungary. Sorry, I meant to say Hungary. No, they weren't poor at all, and they were good. And it should have beat Ireland previous and play well at Lansdowne Road, and to go away as well to get a result away from home is important as well. You know, it's a good marker for the
The
team
only
too.
reason Portugal's the postman was that Sean
What's
Kelly.
The postman, Sean Kelly on a fucking on a Dublin tour.
He's sell.
The postman
Okay, listen
delivers.
here, there's no better man to do a fucking. Do you know what? We need to get fucking Sean Kelly those fucking Ray-Ban meta glasses, right? He's put about, and we could just watch him. But you watch what he's doing. I swear to God, we'd make a fucking fortune for this Christmas appeal if we could monetize meta glasses on Sean Kelly kicking about Dublin.
No,
Drinking
kicking
Guinness.
about Dublin with Barney. Fucking see
we'd have to get Barney a fucking, I know, some
Do
contact.
you know,
seen
a Sunday and stuff like that, Marty, when he goes and gets Barney plays lead because he knows he's going to a Gallagate pub crawl. But see, before the Portugal game, right? See if you fucking canvass the end of Ireland and say, is there any chance you're getting into the playoffs here? Fucking, you're lucky at 1% that says there's a chance.
That game showed you only need that 1% of a fucking any sort of a.
See, for the start of that campaign, Marty, I just says Ireland are fucking hopeless, fucking loved it, and I could not believe how they get turned around.
That's where the joy comes from. That's what I was saying. Somebody going like, look at the start, look at the bit written off, and then look at the end and go like, oh, they haven't got through. I'm going like, fuck's sake, man, take the win. Oh, take the joy.
That lad Parrott, 5 goals in 2 games.
That's a beautiful part. That's a guy like him.
He's
Dublin, fucking had a career of fucking ups and downs.
His interview after the game, I burst out greeting when he started greeting. I was like, fucking, just like you just like, aye, and look, it's just that they kind of games are how you see the Scotland game as well. It's how you love football, and you just say to yourself, bloody hell. I mean, that these are games that these guys aren't playing for money. You know, they're playing for football and for the love of football. And I do believe the vast majority of professional football players, they love football. You'll get loads of young ones now that are earning fortunes and their heads have turned with loads of shite. But it's kind of refreshing when they go to the international scene and they're not playing for money. You know, they're playing just fucking for the love of playing football with their pals and their local communities and stuff like that. And there is something quite refreshing about it, whereas money's fucking corrupted a lot of football, you know, and it's like, obviously you get teams that just fucking get more money than anybody else and can just buy it. But aye, it was incredible. And the big downer for me is you need to wait till March now at the playoffs. Like the draw for the World Cup's getting made in December, but the playoffs aren't until March. That's fucking mad.
Weird.
So how does that work out? Does that work out and tell you that who comes out of Group A is playing in this thing? Who comes out of so there?
I know we know who we're playing in the next round. I think did we not play Denmark if we get through this one?
No. I understand the playoffs, right? But I'm talking about when the World Cup draws getting made in December.
Well, then it'll just be the winner of such and such and such and such. We'll play the winner of whatever.
So basically, once you win it, you know who your draws are.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be all drawn. There'll be a pathway into the group stage of the World Cup. So it's not madly exciting. But look, it's something to look forward to in the spring. Do you know what I mean? And it's Irish football. The Republic of Ireland, the FAI are broke. Like, they're absolutely financially fucked. And they've just announced yesterday they've sold all their season tickets for the year to come. So it's a massive financial boost for them. You know that they've been able to fill the stadium now forever because they're absolutely on their uppers. Like, they were getting government loans and everything to stay afloat, stuff like that. You know, John Delaney and his team, he bankrupted them. You know, so it's a bit of a resurgence for them.
The wee Icelandic manager looks as if he's got a wee bit about him as well.
And a lot of people weren't happy. Like, I was arguing with some of my mates at the time. Like, I keep my mate. I've been texting my fucking mate Sean Donnelly for the last 2 weeks in big capital letters. Say you're sorry. Say you're sorry. When he was announced, because the guy was a dentist, and before I pointed a fucking dentist, what the fuck? And I was going, listen, that guy did a good job with Iceland. You have to give him a chance. You know, he pulled that Iceland squad together and did damage. So let the man work. You know, he has to get to know the players. And as I say, look, if he's putting players like Liam Scales in, then he's learning. You know, you can tell that he's coming. To go back on your point about Troy Parrott, Troy Parrott's a cracking player and always was. Troy Parrott was at Spurs and got a really bad injury about 4 years ago that knocked him completely. Like, he was out for ages and he couldn't get a club to take him. Nobody wanted him, and he's now over playing for AZ Alkmaar. He had to leave England.
3.4 million they paid for him.
No, I think he's a really, really decent player, and you know, it's a bit like Henrik Larsson coming back from that terrible injury, and fucking telling people that you're up for the challenge here. So good luck to him. I hope he stays fit. Genuinely hope he stays fit, and you know, hope he can resurrect his club career properly over there, and just keep fucking doing the business for Ireland in the spring.
Well,
You wouldn't put it past him. You see the determination to get that goal the other day.
I think he'll go for a few quid now. See, 5 international goals, 2 against Portugal, 3 against Hungary.
I would say so. I would say that he'll be on the radar of plenty of English clubs now. You know, so God bless him.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
Maloney was delighted as well because he's a Rovers fan.
Is he? Aye.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. He's from Portland Road, Joe.
Fuck that.
With him and Kelly Harrington live. Him and what'd you do?
Fuck that.
Oh God. At least we're finishing with a few laughs.
There you go. You know what? We've been through the emotional rigor here.
Through the mill.
Do you know what though? Like I've said,
just,
people who have ever said to anybody, the rare people I've said about this podcast, they go like, "Isn't this podcast what you want, right?" But it's not for you. Right?
I just want to say a few words.
We're not doing it for you. We're doing it for us.
I want to say a few.
We're expunging.
A few words of indulgence for myself before we go. My mate Mikey Brody from Glasgow. Hold on, this is serious. My mate Mikey Brody from Glasgow, brilliant friend of mine from the Rutherglen Vogue. Mickey's mother passed away at the weekend. I didn't find out until after she was buried. So I just want to let Mickey know that he's in my thoughts. Absolutely top man. Anybody knocking about Rutherglen or the Vogue will know Mickey. King of the DM boots. He's about 500 pairs of DM boots. It always stands out. A heart of corn, a real gentleman. And I just want to express my condolences to Mickey and the Brody family on the passing of their wee ma. So God bless you, Mickey. You're in my thoughts this week.
God bless you, Mickey. You're the family. Yeah. Folks, we've done well on it. We've done well. That was good. I enjoyed that. Hopefully Scatter Tees get back at some point next week.
See how far we go as well, right? See the sack the board chance. I should have said this earlier. Can we not get something else? Because it's staying my tits in.
Like a different melody. A different melody, like I
want rid of the board as much as the next man, but see that constant touch. Stay in my mind.
Let's leave that for the next fucking podcast. Joe, we should get Joe to do a couple of different versions of it, and we'll all pick which one's the best.
Get an Argentinian number going.
Hey, bit of flamenco. Back the sword. Let's go. Hail, hail, folks.